He just wanted to make America great again. Isn't that an awesome goal? Who knew it would be so controversial? There'd be so much resistance in an effort to destroy him. They have to stop him. You know what's going on right now? Psychological projection. They are accusing him of the things they're guilty of. Democrats are guilty, I do believe, of undermining democracy. I think they want to destroy America. I don't think that's an exaggeration. And they clearly want to hurt people.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you.
This is the majority leader of the United States Senate, Chuck Schumer. That is a federal crime. Even if it wasn't a judge, you can't talk that way about anybody. This is a threat, and we all know it. And people made good on that threat. Yeah, they showed up at Kavanaugh's house. They were angry. They wanted to, well, actually, one person wanted to kill him, showed up with guns. Was he reacting to Chuck Schumer's belligerent, tough talk there? Quite possibly. Quite possibly. Now let's take a look at Donald Trump on January 6th, huh? You remember that speech? Remember, they're about to indict him for January 6th stuff. We believe that it's going to be incitement. That might be one of the charges here, incitement to do violence. Let's just compare and contrast for a moment.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you.
I know that everyone here will soon be marching over to the Capitol building to peacefully and patriotically make your voices heard.
So who's the criminal? Wow. How about that? How about that? Side by side, Schumer, we got to make this the most popular, most trending video in the world. You know what's actually hard to find on the internet? What Schumer did right there? And he's breaking the law. Let's put up USC. This is the law they're trying to get Trump on, by the way. 18 U.S. Code 241, conspiracy against rights. Now, it's a bit of a mouthful. Stay with us here. If two or more persons conspire to injure, oppress, threaten, or intimidate any person in any state, territory, blah, 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 in the free expression or enjoyment of any right or privilege secured to him by the Constitution or laws of the United States, they get like 10 years in jail. Now, the justices, they vote. That would be a conspiracy to get them to not vote, right? Something like that. All those people in front of Chuck Schumer, they play games with all this stuff. They love to feel threatened. They say they feel threatened all the time. I'm talking about Democrats, but they're playing this game right here. Check this out from, I don't know if this is phony impeachment 1 or 2, but look.
The president implicitly threatened you in that call record. And now the president in real time is attacking you. What effect do you think that has on other witnesses' willingness to come forward and expose wrongdoing?
Well, it's very intimidating.
It's designed to intimidate, is it not?
I mean, I can't speak to what the president is trying to do, but I think the effect is to be intimidating.
Ooh, it's intimidating. She's intimidated. Did President Trump say she would reap the whirlwind and she wouldn't know what hit her? No. Here's the tweet. This is constitutionally protected free speech. Yikes. It's kind of hard to read there, but everywhere Yovanovitch went turned bad. She started off in Somalia. How did that go? He also points out that President Zelensky did not like her. How about that one? But she's using these words, and Schiff is getting her to use these words because this is the theory they're trying, right? The president threatening, this is something they can prosecute him for.
Well, I want to let you know, Ambassador, that some of us here take witness intimidation very, very seriously.
Wow, that's scary almost, right? I mean, these are rogue prosecutors. He's a congressman, but they're all in cahoots trying to get Trump on trumped-up charges. And Zelensky did not like Yovanovitch. You can look it up in the transcript. It was great that you were the first one who told me that she was a bad ambassador, because I agree with you 100%. Now, I know people in the swamp sometimes think that they're bigger than elected politicians and somehow beyond criticism, but they're not. And if a president of the United States wants to say something about you, he's allowed to. But this crazy law, this general code that's not been used, I think, since like 1910, it's experimental and they know it.
Explain that to me, Chuck.
Well, sure, Katie, I'll try. So we all have rights conferred upon us by the Constitution and the laws of the United States. We can travel, we can publish, we can speak, we can petition our government, we can vote. Now, if somebody or somebodies, if somebody conspires with others to threaten one of those rights, Katie, undermine one of those rights, oppress one of those rights, that's a federal crime.
Ooh, a federal crime. And you're about to see a victim, according to them, of a federal crime.
I wore a shirt that proudly proclaimed that I was, and I am, Lady Ruby. I wore that shirt on Election Day 2020. I haven't worn it since, and I'll never wear it again. Now I won't even introduce myself by my name anymore. I get nervous when I have to give my name for food orders. I'm always concerned of who's around me. I've lost my name, and I've lost my reputation.
She got picked on once in a tweet by President Trump. What's the big deal? It happens. This is still America. I'm sorry. What will the great state of Georgia do with the Ruby Freeman mess? Why not just tell the truth, get rid of the turmoil and guilt, and take our country back from the evils and treachery of the radical left monsters who want to see America die? Make America great again. He didn't say that she would reap the whirlwind, that she wouldn't know what hit her, right? Nothing like that. This is her relation.
This turned my life upside down. I no longer give out my business card. I don't transfer calls. I don't want anyone knowing my name. I don't want to go anywhere with my mom because she might yell my name out over the grocery aisle or something. I don't go to the grocery store at all. I haven't been anywhere at all.
Well, she got herself to Washington, D.C. Look, these two women and the rest of them, they're drama queens. This is exaggeration. Obviously, this code, this law, though, they came up with it and they think they can get Trump on it. And those women I just showed you, that's who they're thinking of. Actually, here's one of those former federal prosecutors, one of 1,000 over on MSNBC. Take a look.
So who is the victim? I'll give you an example. During the January 6th hearings in the House, we heard very compelling testimony from a woman who was an election worker, I believe in Fulton County, Georgia, and from her mother. And I'm blanking on their names.
Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman. I was going to ask you about them next, so I'm happy you went there.
Oh, thank you. Shay Moss and Ruby Freeman.
Yep, those are the victims, huh? They're the ones who are covered under this law. They're going to try to get Trump over January 6th, election stuff, his objections to the election. I want to put that tweet up right next to Chuck Schumer. Again, which is
I
worse?
want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you.
All right, so on the left, Chuck Schumer is engaging in an outright threat of a federal official. On the right, Donald Trump is engaging in constitutionally protected free speech. Something else they want to get Trump in trouble for is the Georgia phone call.
I just want to find 11,780 votes, which is one more than we have, because we won the state. I only need 11,000 votes. Fellas, I need 11,000 votes. Give me a break.
Well, Brad Raffensperger, who's kind of a skittish guy, let's face it, so maybe he was genuinely afraid, but he's overdoing it. In his book, he writes as follows after that phone call: I felt then and still believe today that this was a threat Others obviously thought so too, because some of Trump's more radical followers have responded as if it was their duty to carry out this threat. So we're all supposed to talk like babies, right? We're all supposed to talk like there's some maniac in the room and we're in a hostage situation and you have to be very careful because somebody might do something crazy. That's not America. That's not how it works. Again, this is a threat.
I want to tell you, Kavanaugh, you have released the whirlwind, and you will pay the price. You won't know what hit you.
That's the thing that Jack Smith, should be prosecuting, this kind of stuff. But he won't, because he's a hitman. Yeah, he's kind of like a hitman, hired with a mission to get Trump. Now, he's clearly unqualified for this position. I'll show you how. He's married to his wife. That's nice. Her name, I believe, is, well, I'm not sure what her name is, but they're married, and that's great. I do know this. She works with Michelle Obama. She makes movies with Michelle Obama, and she's given money to Joe Biden and the Democrats. That's a problem. I mean, when the Attorney General told us about this Jack Smith guy who was going to make everything right, he said this.
Throughout his career, Jack Smith has built a reputation as an impartial and determined prosecutor who leads teams with energy and focus to follow the facts wherever they lead. As special counsel, he will exercise independent prosecutorial judgment to decide whether charges should be brought.
All right, sorry, but he's violating his own regulations. The regulations specify that when appointing a special counsel, the special counsel, it's got to be a couple things. It's got to be a lawyer, it's got to be this, got to be that, but also shall be a lawyer with a reputation for integrity and impartial decision making. That is not this guy. Absolutely not. He should be ineligible just because the Michelle Obama connection. Plenty of lawyers in Washington, D.C., and there's also this strange mystery around the guy. This is a biography of Robert Mueller. You can find it on the Department of Justice website. This is what's on the DOJ website for Jack Smith. Nothing. Not a damn thing. You put those guys right next to each other and you see something's wrong. Now, one of the reasons why they're not posting his biography is because he screwed up a lot of stuff. When he was the public integrity chief, he went after a governor of Virginia who was perfectly innocent, and the Supreme Court ruled 8-0 that the prosecution was out of control and unjust.
In a unanimous decision, the justices voted to overturn former Virginia Governor Bob McDonnell's corruption conviction, sending his case back to a lower court.
8-0, did you hear that? One of the justices was recused for some reason. That's a lot of Democrats who knew that this guy was unfairly prosecuted by Jack Smith and his team over there at Justice. This happens a lot, to Republicans especially. Do you remember the late senator from Alaska? His name was Ted Stevens. Watch.
A federal judge is ordering the release of documents in the case against the late Senator Ted Stevens. The judge denied motions to seal a report that found misconduct in the corruption case against the Alaska lawmaker. A jury convicted Stevens in 2008 on corruption charges, but the case was dismissed after the Justice Department admitted wrongdoing.
All kinds of wrongdoing. They were lying. They were keeping evidence from the defense. I mean, there was serious misconduct. And an FBI whistleblower actually brought it to light that Jack Smith goes around calling himself Mr. Integrity, Mr. Public Integrity. He was the section chief. There are all these screw-ups before, during, and after his tenure there. So what did they do? It was really embarrassing. They had to get him out of there. They sent him to Tennessee. Jack Smith, the head of the Department of Justice's Public Integrity Section, will leave his post at the end of the month to become the first assistant U.S. attorney in Nashville, Tennessee. Now, does that sound like a promotion to you or a demotion? They had to get him out of Washington, D.C. to Tennessee. Tennessee's great. A lot of people are moving there. But if you're, in the career of justice, go for U.S. attorney, not assistant U.S. attorney. It was a demotion. He's a bad guy. He has no business being here, but that's what we have. The whole system is out of order right now. Who remembers the movie And Justice for All with Al Pacino when he flips out in the courtroom? Very entertaining, and he was right. I mean, the system, it's a beautiful system on paper, but there is so much corruption, and I think it's going to take a miracle, quite frankly, to get Donald Trump out of this mess, but miracles have a habit of finding Donald Trump. And we'll be right back.